Good afternoon to all. I am Kavin Chakravarti from second year BA Economics, the Joint Secretary of the Loyola Press Club. I will be the master of the ceremony. Now we will have a short silent prayer before we start the event. So I ask you all to rise. Thank you. Kindly be seated. Now I invite the faculty advisor, Dr. K. Kannan Prasad, and the president of the Loyola Press Club, Mr. Anirudhan, to come to the dais. And Mr. Dominic, former faculty advisor, to come to the dais. We call the faculty advisor of Shift 1, Dr. K. Kannan Prasad, to deliver the welcome.
Good afternoon, office bearers and members of Loyola Press Club from both Shift 1 and Shift 2. On a very personal note, the academic year 2022-2023 has been very instrumental in shaping me as a person through becoming the faculty advisor of Loyola Press Club. I'm sure at least a few of you can look back to the last 3 months and express the same. It gives me immense pleasure in welcoming the highly productive office bearers of the Loyola Press Club, Mr. Anirudhan, President of LPC, and Mr. Kavin Chakravarti, Joint Secretary of the LPC, to this valediction ceremony. I am very proud to say that these two have been pillars of support in this academic year, and what I couldn't stop from thinking that whoever comes after them have a standard to beat, and I will forever be making comparisons with these two. So welcome Kavin Chakravarti and Anirudhan, and thank you. Yes. Let me welcome Professor Dominic, former faculty advisor of Loyola Press Club, and also Professor Josephine Shamini, the Press Club faculty advisor of Shift 2, in absentia, who is here with us in spirit and soul. You know that she has taken personal leave, and that is why you are all here. Thank you very much, Josephine ma'am, for extending great support throughout this academic year, even though we did work in unison. And also thank you, Dominic sir. Let me also welcome the members of the Loyola Press Club from both Shift 1 and Shift 2. Some of you are very strong in my memory, especially the go-getters who immediately respond to the information posted in the social media associated with the LPC itself. It is these members who hold the flags of LPC high and encourage the faculty advisor and office bearers to set new heights in organizing activities for the club. With a sense of gratitude and content, I welcome the members of the Loyola Press Club. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kannan Prasad, for the delightful welcome address. Now I ask the President of the Loyola Press Club, Mr. Anirudhan, to present the annual report of the club. A wonderful good afternoon to everyone gathered here. Humans are extraordinary. We have always found ways to do things considered undoable, control forces way out of our league, and imagine things into existence till now. The advancement of Homo sapiens, that is us humans, to the current state could
would have started because of a lucky break in evolution, but the advancement would have stalled long ago if not for the action of recording information. We build on the foundation laid by our predecessors. We do the right things because mistakes made in the past have been recorded. We start our journeys at the peak to discover new challenges because people from the past have already scaled the mountain we are standing at right now. This annual report is one such step to record our actions and to help our successors moving forward. I am Anirudran from the Department of Statistics. I am privileged to stand here as the President of Loyola Press Club in order to read the annual report of Loyola Press Club for the academic year 2022-23. First, I would like to acknowledge Mr. Kavin Chakravarti, the Joint Secretary of Loyola Press Club, for having compiled this annual report. It takes mental and physical effort to put words on paper, no matter how obvious things are. And to have compiled a document that encapsulates everything our club has gone through its course should have been a laborious task. Thank you, Kavin Chakravarti. The inauguration of Loyola Press Club was held on the afternoon of Jan 21, 2023 at the Loyola College of Education. The event was organized by Dr. Kannan Prasad, the faculty advisor of LPC Shift 1, and Ms. Josephine Shami, the faculty advisor of LPC Shift 2. The guest of honor for the event was Dr. K.S. Anthony Sami. He is the official spokesperson, media relations of Loyola College, and also the head of the Department of English. The event started with a silent prayer. The welcome address was delivered by Dr. Kannan Prasad. He followed it with an introduction about the guest of honor. Then Dr. Anthony Swami was felicitated with a memento. A speech on the topic, the art of managing the press, was given by Dr. Anthony Swami. During the speech, many personal experiences and hardships about his role as the official spokesperson of media relations were conveyed. Students received insights about the current attitude of mass media, the concept of newsworthiness, and the political atmosphere of the state. An interactive question and answer session was conducted between the students and the guest of honor after the speech. The event concluded with a vote of thanks delivered by Ms. Josephine Shami. It is important to understand the functioning of the organization that you are a part of, and orientation is an event to do that. The orientation for the members of Loyola Press Club was held on Jan 24, 2023 at the Smart Room of Land Biology Department. The event was organized by Dr. Kannan Prasad. He explained about the various club activities that were planned for the year, their allotted club hours upon completion, and the procedure to be followed for each activity with a PowerPoint presentation. In the beginning, students were reminded about joining the digital platforms such as the official WhatsApp group of Loyola Press Club, the Google Classroom, and the Instagram page. The WhatsApp group is indispensable as the students are notified about upcoming activities and events conducted by Loyola Press Club today. The office bearers of Loyola Press Club for the academic year 2022-23 were introduced to the members by Dr. Kannan Prasad. Mr. Anirudran, a final year student from the Department of Statistics, was given the post of president. Then Mr. Kavin Chakravarti, a second year student from the Department of Economics, was given the post of joint secretary. The LPC manual for members was released during the event. The first copies were given to the first year students, Manish Kumaran and Sajid, who had been proactive participants in the club activities leading up to the orientation. The hard copies were then distributed to the other students. The manual contained information about the club activities in detail. It was a helpful tool for the first year students who were new to the Loyola Press Club. It was announced that March 27th will be the last date for all the club activities. The various activities that were open to participation for the club members were discussed in detail. The event came to an end with a short period given to the students for raising questions. After the orientation, for a period of 2 weeks, club activities were limited to allow the students to prepare for the CAA exams. On 19th February 2023, LPC organized an industrial visit to the Egmore Book House to attend the launch of the book Gayanjali. It was written by Dr. Mary Vidya Porselvi under the pen name Maya. Dr. Mary Vidya Porselvi is an assistant professor of English in Loyola College. The book was published by Emerald Publications. 8 of our club members attended the event. The book was an anthology of poems that described one's life story in a pristine manner. The event started with a prayer. Mementos were given to all the dignitaries. Mr. Olivanan, the CEO of Emerald Publications, gave the welcome address. He shared a few words about the book and the book cover. Dr. Miruna George, Dean of Student Affairs, Stella Maris College, and former professor of the author, gave a gist of the book from the poems she read. Ms. Tendral Sivakumar, who is well known for her translations, gave a critical talk on Gayanjali. She is also a former classmate of Dr. Mary Vidya Posar. Dr. Nirmal Selvamani, the chief guest of the event, and Dr. Anthony Sami, the head of the Department of English, Loyola College, gave their opinions about the book. Ms. Seema Massert, who is the director of the American Center, shared her thoughts and also quoted her favorite poems from the book. Finally, the author of Gayanjali, Dr. Mary Vidya Posar, shared her memories of writing the poems and how her everyday life gave her strong inspirations to write the poems and about all the hard work it took her to release it. She concluded the event with a vote of thanks. This event was reported by Ms. Divya Sri Lakshmi, a first year student from Advanced Valediction. We organized the second industrial visit to the Lit for Life event conducted by the Hindu. The event took place at the Music Academy in Chennai on 24th and 25th February 2023. It consisted of various lectures, seminars, interviews, and panel discussions with several authors, literary enthusiasts, and book lovers. Around 20 such events took place, among which 5 of them were attended by LPC members. A total of 32 students from Shift 1 and Shift 2 participated in the Lit for Life event, accompanied by the faculty advisor and the office bearers. The list of events that LPC members attended are the Hindu Lit for Life Dialogue and Our India on 24th February, A Country Called Childhood, The Last Heroes, Foot Soldiers of Indian Freedom, Sports Writing in a Digital Age on 25th February. Moving on to the next event. The screening of the film Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar took place on the 28th of February 2023. The event was organized by the Department of Sociology and the Viscom Review Theatre. 10 members of the LPC participated in the event with the approval of Dr. Kannan Prasad and accompanied by Mr. Anirudh. The movie portrayed the struggles faced by the former Law and Justice Minister of India, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and his path towards the abolition of untouchability and the betterment of Dalit and oppressed people in India. The film also covered his life events that took place from his higher education at the Columbia University to his conversion to Buddhism. The film started at 1:30 p.m. and ended at 4:50 p.m. with a runtime of 3 hours and 17 minutes. On 9th March 2023, Loyola Press Club conducted a panel discussion on the topic, the pros and cons of Tamil cinema. The event took place in the IQAC seminar hall, the Loyola Institute of Frontier Energy Building. The discussion was organized by the faculty advisor of Loyola Press Club Shift 1, Dr. Kannan Prasad, and office bearers of the film. A total of 30 students attended the event, which started at 2:30 p.m. After a brief welcome address by Mr. P.R. Anirudh, the panelists and the moderator for the discussion are introduced. Ms. Maria Rachel from Viscom Department, Ms. Pradhana from Advanced Biology, and Mr. Manish Kumaran from Physics Department took their seats as panelists. Mr. Kavin Chakravarti served as the moderator for the discussion. Mr. Kavin Chakravarti provided an introduction about the topic of discussion to the audience, following which the discussion was initiated. Each panelist gave their own opinion about the pros and cons of Tamil cinema. Mr. Manish Kumaran spoke about the multiple ways cinema in general allows us to experience a story when compared to the literary medium. Ms. Pradhana shared her thoughts on how the variety that Tamil cinema provides expands the horizons of human imagination. Ms. Maria Rachel explained that, aside from the nuances involved in cinema, serves as a form of relaxation for people around the globe. The discussion then shifted to the question of having social messages out of context in movies and whether movies should focus on the social commentary or independent storytelling. The difference in reception of films rooted in social issues based on the popularity of the actor was also discussed. They delved into the trend of actors following the same templates for assured commercial success and how the versatility in acting roles is becoming rare. The audience were given a chance to ask questions of their own. Some interesting questions regarding the lack of appreciation for people working behind the scenes and actors' involvement in politics nowadays were asked. discussion came to an end after the question and answer session with the audience. The event concluded with a brief mention of people involved in it to acknowledge their contribution, which was pivotal to the smooth conduct of the event. The screening of the film Nightcrawler took place on 16th March 2023 at the IQAC seminar hall. The event was organized by faculty advisor of LPC Shift 1, Dr. Kannan Prasad, and the office bearers of Prasad. Nightcrawler is an English language film starring Jake Gyllenhaal. The movie is a really accurate critique of the modern day news media and the concept of newsworthiness. The movie was 1 hour 57 minutes long. It was well made and well suited for members, as the concept of the movie was relevant to the members who are aspiring to join news media platforms in the future. The event went through smoothly from beginning to end. Around 30 principal members attended the event. Moving on, an invited lecture on the topic online gambling was organized by the faculty advisor and office bearers of LPC. The event took place on the 17th of March 2023. Mr. Kiran Kumar, assistant professor from the Department of English, Savita Engineering College, was invited as the speaker for the event. He has written a book called Online Rummy, ஆபத்தின் விளிம்பில் இன்றைய தலைமுறை. The book is a product of his personal experiences of the victims, the events that took place as a result of online gambling, and researches that were carried out by him. The host for the event was Mr. Kavin Chakravarti. After a brief silent prayer, a welcome address was given by Dr. Kannan Prasad, followed by an introduction about Mr. Kiran Kumar. The lecturer was then felicitated by Dr. Kannan Prasad. Mr. Kiran Kumar began the lecture by making a very interesting comparison about gaming and gambling. The lecture was bilingual, it was also an interactive one, which made the audience very attentive. Furthermore, Mr. Kiran Kumar gave many real-life examples which were shocking and insightful. The lecture was followed by a question-and-answer session where a few students spoke about their own struggles and their family members' struggle with online gambling. A number of students raised questions to which the lecturer answered clearly. The event came to an end with a vote of thanks from Mr. B.R. Anidudran. The event started at 2:40 p.m. and ended at 4:30. A second panel discussion on the topic social media trends was organized by the faculty advisor and office bearers of LPC on 23rd of March 2023. It was a bilingual panel discussion which happened at IQAC seminar hall. The host of the event was Mr. Kavin Chakravarti. The event consisted of 3 panelists and the discussion was moderated by Mr. Anidudran. The panelists were Ms. Divya Sri Lakshmi from Advanced Zoology, Mr. Ram Kishore from the Department of Commerce, and Mr. Nandakumar from Mathematics Department. Some of the areas focused in the discussion were trends that have been normalized in social media. Is social media really social? The line to draw between overuse and not using social media at all. Trends that have benefited good causes and the ones that are harmful. Less attention span and instant gratification as a result of short videos. The event was followed by a question and answer session where the members of the audience raised different questions which were answered by the panelists. The event concluded with a vote of thanks by the host. The event started at 2:30 p.m. and ended at 4 p.m. Around 35 members participated in the event. On several occasions, members of LPC were encouraged to make posts for the Instagram page of Loyola President. Some of them were a post about leading up to the inauguration, a reel answering the question, what is club orientation, and posts for celebrating international days such as World Social Day on February 20, International Mother Tongue Day on February 21, National Science Day on February 28, International Women's Day on March 8, and World Water Day on March 22. Moving on, materials for translation from Tamil to English were provided by the faculty advisor Dr. Kannan Prasad to the members who were interested in translation. They were excerpts from the magazine Career Dividend. The pages for translation contain information about job opportunities and scope for students in various fields. In the future, we intend to release it as a guide for the members of LPC after further translation. Few of our members have assisted the club in video and photo documentation of the events like inauguration, orientation, invited lectures, panel discussions, and industrial visits. The members who were involved in this documentation are Mr. Chris Ronaldo, Mr. Monish, Mr. Bharat and Mr. Ashwin Siddhi from the first year of Department of Visual Communication. Members were also encouraged to help in textual documentation of the events conducted by the club. Reports of events conducted by the respective parent departments were also accepted. The Loyola Press Club has introduced many new initiatives and activities this year. So to keep the members updated about these new activities in a very clear way, the members' manual was prepared by the faculty advisor Dr. Kannan Prasad. The manual is 24 pages long with textual and pictorial explanations. The manual was distributed as physical copies during the orientation of the club. To provide more detailed explanations to the activities mentioned in the manual, the office bearers Mr. Anirudran and Mr. Kavin Chakravarti created a support manual. The support manual provides different possible ways to approach every event that was mentioned in the manual. It also provides certain ground rules to be followed. We uploaded the manuals to the Google Classroom to have it as a reference for members pursuing various activities for the club. The faculty advisor of our club, Dr. Kannan Prasad, proposed a new activity called Loyola Talks. Loyola Talks is an interview-based activity by the Loyola Press Club, which is focused on people who are part of the college, students, teaching and non-teaching faculty. It aims to bring students the relevant and inspiring stories around them. The professors, Dr. David Jayapalan from Department of English, Dr. Judith Vijaya from the Department of Chemistry, Dr. Aparna Joy from the Department of French were the first people to be interviewed as part of Loyola Talks. The transcripts of the interviews will be compiled to create a magazine for the students to view. This activity is still going on. This, along with career beginner translations, are some of the future projects that Loyola Press Club aims to complete. The activity is coordinated by Mr. Felix Aro, a final year student from the Department of English. 6 members of LPC are actively taking part in this activity. The faculty advisor, Dr. Kannan Prasad, and the office bearers of the Loyola Press Club met weekly in order to discuss and review the progress of the club and its members. We have met on 10 different occasions through Google Meet. January 17, 20, 22, February 15, 23, March 5, 12, 16, 21 and 24 are the dates the meetings took place. What have we discussed with those online meetings? Fixing the dates and venues for the events, ensuring proper documentation, review of each event upon its completion, deciding locations for industrial visits, movies to be screened and lecturers to be invited, creating support manuals, mentoring students for various activities, attendance status of members and providing opportunities for final year students to complete club hours, panel discussion and panelist finalization, social media posts to celebrate international days, Loyola Talks and its transcription, translation of career beginner, combining photos for our club gallery, budget of LPC, compiling annual report for the press club are some of the many agendas that were discussed in the meetings. These meetings have proved to be an essential part in the improvement of the Loyola Press Club. All the events are well planned, well organized and well managed with the help of these meetings. Before moving on to the final event, I would like to thank Dr. Kannan Prasad, Faculty Advisor of LPC Shift 1 and Assistant Professor of English, for his efforts and guidance to ensure the smooth running of the club. In spite of his many commitments as a faculty in the college, he made time to actively involve in programs and constantly improvising. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank Ms. Josephine Shamini, Faculty Advisor of LPC Shift 2 and Assistant Professor of English, for her assistance in club activities for LPC members from Shift 2. Thank you, ma'am. And the vital talks that helped the Loyola Press Club, its members, thank you all for active participation in the club activities throughout this semester. Finally, the valediction ceremony for Loyola Press Club was decided to be conducted on 27th March 2023, the Mathematics Department's March. The main agenda of the event was to read the annual report to its members, which I am doing currently. This annual report will serve as the proof of our work and as a guide for members in the future to continue their journey and the path we have laid. End of the report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ray, for describing the active progress of the club through the very detailed report. Now I call Dr. Kannan Prasad to deliver the vote of thanks.
before we move to the vote of thanks, two more agendas. The first one that here we have Professor Dominic from the Department of English Shift to former Press Club faculty advisor. I would request him to speak few words after listening to the annual report, give a comment on the annual report on the activities of the press.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope I'm on. Right from the moment I saw the press club manual, I thought this year is going to be different, and the report suggests the same. Right? Earlier, when I was in charge of press club, we mostly concentrated on journalistic activities. We never moved on to a film or anything, or publishing or exposure to anything. We mostly concentrated on different kinds of journalism, writing, publishing, your approach to information, etc. But this, after hearing the report and seeing the manual, I think you all had a beautiful year, and which has enriched you with various kinds of activities which would have provided you with a versatile perspective to approach information. So, as a person who's been part of journalism as well as being part of press club for the past 3 years, my small request to each and every one of you all would be this. Right? You've been part of a club which handles with information more and more. Right? So, after being trained here, you should have a sensibility on how to respond to the information that you get. Because today, we have an abundance of information. We never know what is right, what is wrong, what is authenticated, what is not authenticated. So as students who have been part of Press Club, I will sincerely request you all to shape your perspectives on how you are responding to information, and I hope this academic year would have provided you with perspectives to do that. Take care. All the best.
Right. So you might have noticed in my welcome address, I was specifically thanking the go-getters of World of Press Club. And when I say in the context of World of Press Club, when I especially say go-getters, and I'm very sure that Kamin and Anirudhan would also agree that there are only very few members who come into our minds when we especially say go-getters. And this year, we thought that we would commence with the activity of promoting the activities of Loyola Press Club by giving out two best Loyola Press Club member award to people. And how does this work is that we are mainly focusing on the versatility of the press club member. Meaning there are participatory activities, there are interactive activities, there are documentation activities, there are intellectual activities, right? So many activities, but then few of you choose to go for documentation activities, few of you choose to go for participatory activities alone, and so on and so forth. But then there are very versatile members in Loyola Press Club itself, who, as soon as we make a call to them, and then, just like that, suddenly, right, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, we say, tomorrow morning there's an event, will you be able to write a report on it? They're like go-getters, yes sir, tomorrow morning we'll be there, right? And then, tomorrow morning, Instagram, we want to put some, photographs, right? We use mentors. You might remember, one of the social media posts were mentored by Anirudhan and Kavin Chakravarti, and then there are go-getters who said, yes sir, we are ready to do it. And this keeps us very much motivated that there are students who are readily available, and then we can rely on them. Now this is a wonderful tradition we would like to keep going on, thinking that there are reliable students in Loyola Press Club. Meaning, this is my first year being a faculty advisor, but then I'll be here for 3 years, right? But then Loyola Press Club will not be here for 3 years. It's going to exist till the existence of the college itself, right? So reliability is key here, and the laborious effort put in by the members is going to talk for ages, right? So on that note, let me